Out front now, Omarosa Manigault-Newman. She was a contestant on the first season of The Apprentice, went on to work on Trump's 2016 campaign and serve in the Trump White House. She was fired by then Trump White House Chief of Staff John Kelly in December of 2018. And then, Omarosa, you wrote about all of this in your book, Unhinged, an insider's account of the Trump White House. So, Omarosa, you met Donald Trump 20 years ago. You know him well through many stages of his life. Yes. You were competing to be an apprentice at the Trump Organization. So what was your reaction when you see these allegations, which a judge has said happened, right? They're not now allegations. He's now ruled as guilty by a judge. Right. Repeated fraud, inflating his net worth by as much as $3.6 billion. What was your reaction?
Unbelievable. Well, you showed the clip of us, The Apprentice. It was all just bogus. Donald Trump fabricated this lifestyle, this brand that he showed to America. And you're right, 20 years ago, we showed up at Trump Tower to help, I guess, reinforce that because we didn't know what we know now, which is Donald Trump is a fraud.
And Omarosa, so when you were on The Apprentice, as you point out, right, the whole thing, right, well, it wasn't a drone then, but the helicopter shots, right, coming in, all of it was to project this image of wealth and luxury. Here's a clip from actually your first episode.
Welcome to Trump Tower. I hope your stay is enjoyable. To start, please enjoy some champagne and caviar. Cheers to that. Cheers. It is a taste of the life you could lead.
So you're all there, young, bushy-tailed, those smiles of awe, caviar. They brought you into his penthouse. A lot of the gold there painted and not real, but you wouldn't know that at the time. You're walking around in awe. Did you, Omarosa, have any reason to question his wealth at the time?
Well, no, because I had actually read all of Trump's books, including The Art of the Deal, and we totally bought this illusion that Donald Trump was this huge billionaire, this real estate mogul, and that we would work for one of his successful companies. Now, we all know now, after 13, 14 seasons of The Apprentice, that not many of The Apprentice went to go work for his companies, and that even The Apprentice was fabricated. But I think what's worse is what he's done to the country and how he's defrauded the people of New York. And that's what this case is about, his fraud.
All right. So let me give you a chance to respond to some people might say, OK, Omarosa, you're saying this because you're upset. You were fired by Trump twice on the show, fired in the White House. So what do you say to them who say, look, she's saying this because she has an axe to grind, and that's why you're speaking out against him?
Well, I'd like to remind you that I wrote my book at a time when not many people were speaking out. After I saw up close what Donald Trump was doing in the White House, how he was really compromising our democracy, I spoke out to tell what I was seeing to help prevent it from happening again. But yet we look and see that Donald Trump is the front runner on the Republican side, that there's no one even close to him. So more people who actually did contribute to this Trump phenomenon need to continue to speak up to stop him in his attempt to return back to the White House.
So, Omarosa, Trump has called the Attorney General, Letitia James, a racist more than once. And today, he called her a racist Attorney General who is a horror show. Right? That's when he left the courtroom, right, and he went to the cameras. A racist Attorney General who is a horror show. And our reporter in the room, I saw Trump look directly at her on his way out of the courtroom. NPR's Andrea Bernstein was just here. She was saying, glared at her as he walked out. What is this about?
I think it's mostly about intimidation. He has saved his worst insults, his biggest vitriol for women of color. I mean, he's called her a peekaboo. He's called Kamala Harris a monster. He's called me a dog. I mean, he saves the worst insults for women of color. And he tries to veil his racist remarks in some kind of hedging. You see it on Truth Social. He says that it's a witch hunt. But the truth of the matter is Donald Trump needs to look in the mirror. He is facing for the first time accountability for his actions. And he can call people as many names as he wants. But it is time for him to face the music, and he must pay, and he will, at the hands of a black woman.
All right, Omarosa. Well, I appreciate it. It's good to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you, Erin.